Women love when they get what they want. That's
like,
it.
You need
So there's no loyalty. Loyalty doesn't exist.
What I'm trying to say here, and any man who's been to divorce or had problems with women will agree with me and understand exactly what I'm saying. Women are loyal to how they feel. If you make them feel a certain way, then they're loyal to that feeling, which is loyal to you. Women aren't loyal to anything outside of how they feel. Men actually are more loyal than women because men, like I said, can suffer gracefully. Women can't. Men will be loyal to a society. Men will be loyal to a race. Men will be loyal to their friends. Women can't even get along for 5 minutes amongst themselves. Men will be best friends for 50 years. Men are loyal. We know loyalty completely. We'll go die in a ditch for a flag. You want to talk about loyalty? Men are loyal. Women aren't loyal. Women are, how do I feel today? You can take a woman on a private jet to a mansion in Miami and have the best time. She'll tell you how much she loves you. And then the next day when she's mad at you, she will literally say verbatim, you never give me anything. You don't take care of me. You reject me. I'm not looked after. She'll forget 12 hours before where she had the world. Because women are only care about how they feel. They don't even think. They just feel. And what they feel is absolute gospel truth. And it matters more than society, matters more than everything else. They don't give a shit about World War II. They don't give a shit their grandfathers died. They don't give a fuck about England. They don't give a fuck about anything because they only care about how they feel. Whereas a man might sit and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suffer for the greater good of my race, my nation, my ideals. So men are loyal. Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need.
When people say that they hate astrology, I just think that they hate women.
I'm sorry, but was that supposed to make any reasonable amount of sense? Disliking astrology is the equivalent to sexism now? Okay. Now, when I don't hate astrology, I just happen to find it illogical and irrational and not worth any reasonable person's time.
When do something collectively, it's known as a trend or a fad. But when men do something collectively, it becomes culture.
Oh dear, really? They're actually diving into this one, aren't they?
Men who go on dates with men and ask about their star sign are no different to men who go on dates and ask women if they fear God. There's really no difference.
Really?
These activities are just dehumanized and ridiculed and mocked under this current society.
When someone runs out of legitimate things to complain about, this is what happens.
And there's just such a trope of like women going on dates and being like, what's your star sign? And men being like, oh, like you're not into that, are you? And it just shows their subconscious bias. Like, you just don't value things that women like. Sorry.
Now, most people don't like astrology because it is irrational. Stop trying to make things into something they are not.
Women are doing at home between $150,000 to $250,000 a year in domestic labor.
So you're saying women are doing $150,000 to $200,000 of unpaid labor?
Yes.
Have you thought about the unpaid labor that men do around the house? Construction, landscaping, plumber, electrician, pest control, security guard, IT support, chauffeur, mechanic, babysitter, etc.
That is such a fantastic point. Do you own a firearm?
No.
Would you date a guy who owns a firearm?
Yes.
Okay, have you dated?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's interesting because you're saying, well, for you to have a full-time armed security guard, which is what women have, that's really expensive. Women basically have executive protection for free. That's unpaid labor. In fact, can I ask you a question? Husbands should be willing to protecting you. Take the bullet. Yeah. Would you do the reverse for him?
No.
If we're talking about unpaid labor, if I wanted to hire 24/7 security, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Men don't really have a say in who gets picked.
Well, that's just amazing. Amazing that some individuals actually have convinced themselves of that and are trying really hard to convince other women of that. But gentlemen, just in case you didn't hear them the first time, apparently you have no choice in who chooses you to be in a relationship with. You are the real pick-me's.
And they never really did. They had to force it to be that way. So always remember that. At the end of the day, the right type of man will want to be picked.
The worst part about this is there's a lot of individuals that have actually convinced themselves of this type of nonsense. That is because a lot of women out there continue to view themselves as the prize in the relationship, when it couldn't be further from the truth. It is neither the man nor the woman that is the prize in the relationship. It is the relationship itself that is the prize. And until a lot of individuals actually wrap their minds around that concept, many of their relationships are going to continue to fail.
Do you know what an apex is?
You're about to say some but go ahead.
I would say that women's greatest danger is a man. And so because of that, of course, there will be resentment there.
Yes, absolutely. Men do bad things to women. There's no disputing that. But you're saying that men are apex predators. That's like that's incredibly sexist. There's no getting around that.
Why is that sexist?
If someone were to say black people are apex predators, would you find that racist?
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm going to explain this to you. I'm just going to explain it to you because you're not getting it.
No, I'm getting it.
No,
so
you're not.
Here's what you're going to do. No.
A man,
wait. Can
a race does not make you more... It does not make you more productive.
Yes.
Oh, are we going to get into this argument?
A study out today that says women become unhappy as they get older. Well, the flip side, men get happier as life goes on. Now, the researchers, a couple of economists, by the way, they say it happens when we each turn 48. And of the major factors coming down, it's all about money. Now, what's that all about? We're going to debate it. Mark Rudolph is a no-nonsense man, and Tracy Burns, our Fox Business reporter, joins me to tell us what's really going on.
First of all, this study was conducted by mostly men. And when men conduct anything, they talk about their finances because men judge themselves by the size of their wallet. Toys, dare I say. So, you put all your toys together in a parking lot and it makes you happy. If they were to ask other questions in this study about spirituality, about the other aspects of our lives, that women would have taken over. I mean, first of all, a woman hits her prime at 35. Things get much better for us.
Hey, I'm 35. This is good for me. All right, Mark, all right, go, because I know you're going to go.
I was on the radio 2 weeks ago in Greensboro, North Carolina, and the host related a story. He overheard his son and daughter talking. So brother goes to sister and says, "How come you always have money and I don't?" And she says, "That's simple. I have a boyfriend and you have a girlfriend." Boys are taught that they're supposed to make women happy.
No, he's actually living in the dark ages.
There's that.
I'm not living in the dark ages. This is reality. And if either of you women has ever dated women, you would know what I'm talking about. What's happening in middle age here is that women who bring 70% of divorces are divorcing the men that they never wanted to marry to begin with. And so now that's what's making the men happy.
There's a reason that women live longer, Mark. Let me tell you. It is because we are stronger and we are happier at the end of the day than most men. And that is factual, and you know it.
When men are married to women who scream like you, they just want it sooner.
I'm not screaming.
When you have women going around,
you're divorced.
Tracy,
she left you. Let's put that on the table if you want to play this game.
Men are taught that they have to make women happy. The fact of the matter is, you can't make anybody happy. You have to make yourself happy. Happiness is a byproduct of achievement. So for women to say that they're unhappy, it's their own fault. Anybody who says he's unhappy, it's his own fault.
Mark,
everybody has to make himself or herself
You're
happy.
giving me such a bloody headache.
Yeah, I mean,
where are you from? Where are you from? Dear Lord, I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children.
Okay, Mark.
You know what?
But you don't need a man's money.
I'm
going to say something controversial. Men need to stop taking women on dates.
I'm so done with this fraud. Get your best friend and take her out of here.
You need to stop going on date. I'm going to say why. You should never take a woman out on a date that you don't have vested interest in and that you're not sure she has a vested interest in you. Stop trying to disillusion her with your money, your resources, your ability to buy her roses and all that dumb stuff.
That's not dumb. Disillusion me, baby, all day.
What has that gotten you? Where are they? Exactly. So stop doing it. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your time. If you want to know if a woman is interested in you for real and wants to not just use you as a meal plan, because let me tell you, a lot of my homegirls are going out with you because they are bored. They don't have nothing to do. They're not over the other dude. Somebody else in Vegas or New York hasn't hit her back yet, so she's going out with your stupid.
Jenny better eat the
She kind of got because I've been there, so stop taking her out on dates.
And what do you do to get to know them?
Don't buy her anything. Don't spend a dime. Don't spend a nickel. Don't spend a penny. Go somewhere that is free. And if she is unwilling to go there with you, don't go out with her. It should be free.
Pick me
I don't care. Because FaceTime. Talk to her on FaceTime. Talk to her on the phone. If she wants something from you without knowing you, she's playing.
And modern women, you already know they're going to come up with something stupid like men are the real pygmies. But I think at this point, men don't even care. Like modern women, they want to go back and forth about stuff that doesn't even actually matter. Whatever, dude. If you treat me right, like the bottom line is, if you treat me right, if you want me to come out and be a perfect gentleman or be just a gentleman, and I do that for you, then just do the same for me. How about that? Just do the same thing for me. That's it. Oh, well, you're the real pick me. Okay, I'll be a real pick me. I just do me right. Reciprocate. That's it. Don't come nagging. Act like you got some common sense. Be friendly. Take care of yourself the way you want me to take care of myself. I ain't telling you to be perfect, but all I'm saying is you don't have to be 750 pounds. Well, this is... No. Unless you have a disease or some sort of medical issue, you don't have to be 750 pounds. That's you wanting to do that. That's you being out of control. I remember there was a clip where a woman and her kids were upset with the dad, and so she left him because he was trying to make them eat healthier. And now they're all extremely morbidly obese because of stupidity.
I will on is that men don't want a good woman. They want a woman that makes them feel good. And you're going to say, what are you talking about? Men don't actually want a good woman on paper. They don't want you to make good money. They don't want you to be educated. They don't want you to have great credit. They don't want you to have a good body. They don't want you to cook. They don't want you to clean. They don't want any of that. They don't want a quote unquote good woman, because then it forces them to rise to the occasion because you already have all of those things. So now he feels pressure. Now he feels unworthy. Now he feels insecure. And he also knows that a good woman is going to leave him. And so every day he sits there and he has a fear that another man is going to come and steal you from him. So then he goes and he acts weird to you and he cheats on you. When I say that men want a woman that makes them feel good, they want a woman who they feel superior over. They want a woman who they make more money than. They want a woman who they feel like they're doing better than. They want a woman that they're like, who's going to want this fat, ugly, stretch marks with kids? No one's going to want you. But that's why they want.
I have two main points to make on this one, and that is one, a man does not think that a woman needs to have a good credit score, a high education like a master's or doctorate's degree, or make a bunch of money in order to be a good woman. I mean, those are things that make her a responsible woman and an educated woman. It's kind of like an added bonus, but that is not what men want the most. Secondly, I know for sure that a man wants to be able to show off the woman that he's with. So no, he does not want to be with the woman that he thinks is fat and ugly. I honestly just think that it's weird to think that.
The women who responded to my last video with no, we're the ones opting out, are actually showing us there's a much bigger problem than just men choosing single life. Because when both sides think they're opting out, that's not empowerment. That's market collapse. Women are saying men fail them, men are saying the expectations become unrealistic, and now both sides are stepping back. That's not one gender winning. That's a relationship system breaking down. See, for decades, men were valued for being providers, right? Women were valued for family and partnership. But now both roles are changing, but the expectations have not adjusted. So women feel unsupported, men feel unappreciated, and everyone believes that they're the one opting out. Thing is, when two sides both feel shortchanged, the issue isn't who left first. It's that the model has stopped working. And where do we go from here?
The future is looking very doomy and gloomy, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Now, we just had a dope discussion highlighting how a lot of the older men are opting out of dating and choosing to be single. But what about the young men out here? I'm starting to see a lot of the young men that are on the right path even say, I'm done with relationships. I'm done with trying to pursue something solid and secure with a woman. Like, that is so terribly bad. Because these are the young men that we need to help build the future generations to come. These are the young men who would make great husbands, great fathers, so on and so forth, that are like, nah, I'm good. I'm cool. I've seen too much. A lot of them themselves have even been through too much. And that just breaks my heart. And here's the thing. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. I gotta say this. Here's the thing. Ladies, there is something very telling about our behaviors and the things that we have done to these men, to where we are starting to see a lot of the young men and men in general that we actually need turn their backs. The men who not too long ago would take a chance on you. They were the ones giving you the benefit of the doubt and saying, you know what? Let me try to show you better. Let me try to give you better. And maybe that will help you out to maybe inspire you to change. But that's not happening anymore.
Hot take that I've never heard anybody talk about on this app. How about a marriage body? Yeah. Like, we know and love the revenge body, but how about the marriage body? How about we get hotter and hotter and hotter for the person who chose us forever, and vice versa. They get hotter for us. And then on the side, we're also investing money, and we're just getting hotter and richer together. And I got it all at home. You got it all at home. I know it. You know it. The world knows it. And we're just like, it's just a cute little flex. Like,
what's wrong with that?
No, I want to be my man's dream girl till the day I die. And I don't care. Then it's on the inside what counts. Yeah, and vice versa. It is on the inside that counts, and like his work ethic and heart and blah, blah, blah. But also, oh no, my man's back is getting so big and muscly. Said no one ever. Like, why? I'm sorry. Like, I'm not sorry. You should want to be hot for your spouse. Yeah. Okay? Period. You should.
It is a good feeling when you're out there dating and you find you a chick who feels like she has potential. Y'all check this out.
So I was talking to a woman for about 5 days, not even a whole week. So for about 4 days strong, man, we having great conversations, bro. I'm thinking in my head like, okay, she cool. Mama cool to the motherfucker.
Okay, this is good. Good conversation. She seems cool. I like where this is going.
Day 5 came. I'm talking to mama, but this time she sounded a little down and out. So, you know, what's going on? What's wrong? You good? You okay? And she like, yeah, I'm good. I really don't want to talk about it. I'm like, cool. I'm not going to probe. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want to talk about it. I ain't going to force you to talk about nothing you don't want to talk about.
So let me get this right. This normally bubbly chick all of a sudden is on the phone with you sounding sad. And when you ask what's wrong, she tells you she doesn't want to talk about it. It's not good.
So then she, you know what I'm saying? When I said that, she was like, I guess I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I'm listening.
She didn't want to tell you about it, but as soon as you said never mind, then she decided she wanted to tell you what was going on.
It's about to go down.
And she was like, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, my light's about to get cut off. I need $150. And I'm like, I really thought Shorty liked me, bro. Like, I really thought Shorty liked me, bro. Like, I really thought I was making a friend. You feel what I'm saying? I really thought I was making a connection. And on day 5, she hit me with the, yeah, my light's about to get cut off. Like,
there are so many women out there who don't believe women are out here doing this or running this same old stale game plan that they've been running since the 80s. Now, men my age, we all understand. If you're talking to a chick, everything seems normal, and all of a sudden she hits you with that depressed voice. We know what's going on, but I like to share these videos for the young dudes. Understand that is a play. That is like the Statue of Liberty play you draw up in the backyard with one of your friends. It's the same thing every time. And once they suck you in and you ask the question, what's wrong? They then tell you they need money. And it's funny because these chicks are still running it like men don't know what that is. I'm happy this man knew what it was and he did exactly what you were supposed to do. He called it for what it is. That chick does not like him because women who like you will never do nothing like that to you. So all you do is you pick your head up and you move on. That's what you do in this situation. But it does suck because this man thought he had a genuine connection with a chick only to find out she was part of the flat purse posse. Man.
What are the best qualities a high value woman can find in a high value man?
Character, integrity, certainty, decisiveness, thoughtfulness, love, compassion, understanding, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, openness, honesty. I think high value, although now it is often confused with high earning, high value means a man of value. And value is more than money. There are some things money can't even buy because it's so valuable. You know, it's so rare. It's such a jewel. And I think that when you find those things, a woman naturally finds her femininity.
Do you feel like because the opinion of value is so subjective is the reason why people have issue in finding what they're looking for?
I think people have a problem finding what they're looking for because they don't know themselves. How do you choose something when you don't know the baseline, when you don't know the starting point? I think it's really easy to project how you feel and what you think about a word, but the reality of it is always changing, yes. And the goalpost is always moving, probably also true. However, how do you even know where you start to even get close to it if you don't know who you are?
Well, wow. Okay, there it is.
Wow. And that's where the drama, all the unnecessary drama comes in.
Yes.
I may or may not have shed a tear yesterday, okay? This lady put something into perspective for me, and I learned so much about women, and women, there's something you can learn about men. She talks about both parties. I don't know where this lady has been hiding this entire time. I've watched 30 of her videos. Listen to this.
We interrupt them to get the feeling of connection back. Hi, honey. Text. We call. We open the home office door. Hi, honey. Hi. If they even lift their head. And then we went to get connection, and our attempt to connect was rejected. And now I'm even less safe than I was before. He's mad at me? No, he's mean. Is he mad? He's mean, or is he mad at me? Or why didn't he look up? Was it because of what I said to him this one? And we spin out. We spin out trying to figure out the why. But we don't come up with accurate answers because we answer our why questions with why a woman would have done that.
Wow. And that's where the drama, all the unnecessary drama comes in.
Yes.
Because we think they're reacting the way we would have, or that bad best friend that hurt us, or whatever, that woman that, whatever. And it's not even just the male.
And, you know, I think there's a couple of points here. So I think there was one where Allison was talking about you're thinking the man is thinking the way that you do. So when you go in there for a bid for connection, and, you know, to be honest, I do get it, right? I want you to lift your head up and acknowledge me, and I want to talk, and really honestly and truly, 5 to 10 minutes, it doesn't seem like an issue until you knock the man out of the flow, right? So you might come in, he's in the flow of things. Then, you know, you say, well, you know, I just wanted to talk for 5-10 minutes. You should be able to get back to what you're doing. If a man is really in the groove like you would be, then talking to him for 5 minutes, he says, now, where was I? What am I doing? And then it's another 20 minutes. He gets up and he's just like, man, I can't think, right? So you actually knock him. Y'all talked for 5 minutes, but you actually honestly and truly kind of knocked him out of the groove for the next 25 minutes to an hour. And so that's lost time and productivity. I know you don't understand, or I know you don't think that way, and I know that's not what you're trying to do, but that is actually what happens, right? If you want to talk to him and say, hey, I just want to see what you got going on. Are you super busy? Yeah, but let me try to see if I can get to a stopping point. Or, yeah, I honestly, I need about an hour or so. Okay. All right. And sometimes it runs a little bit longer, but he'll probably do his best, if he's a good man, to keep to his word and say, okay, I gotta go out there and talk to my wife. It is not necessarily, oh, I gotta go talk to my wife. It's, okay, I've gone to a stopping point. I made my notes. Now I can come back in and, you know, pick up where I left off, right? But I do understand where they're coming from.
Black women, particularly, are the most educated demographic of people in the whole country. In 2023, that's an improvement, because there were times where we weren't even allowed to go to school prior to, you know, certain things being protected.
When were you not allowed to go to school? There were
women.
As a result of this segregation, they were creating black universities and things like that, which brought out the best in blacks then. And then the education that they were getting is much better than the education they're getting out of black schools, because, you know, black folks, they don't care. But the education was no good. And if you notice, the black women who are getting the so-called education, it's putting them on a false pedestal, and they think they're better than everybody. Now they're lonely, they're lost, they're angry, and nobody want to deal with them. So they got worse rather than getting better.
I completely disagree.
But educated women don't make for good wives and good mothers.
I completely disagree with that.
Why is that?
It's just not true. It's sexist. It's a lot of misogyny in there, and it's just not true.
What's not true about that?
Why does education stop you from being a good mother?
Because a woman that's educated, she thinks she's equal to a man, because a woman that's educated think that she should work and not be at home raising his children and clean, keep the house going and things like that. And educated women don't care about the children. They're going to throw them off in a daycare center just so they can get their ego fulfillment. So they don't really make for good wives and good mother.
Yeah, I completely disagree with that. My mother was very educated. She went to school. She raised me well. So now I, too, have a master's degree. I have my pick of the litter. There are plenty of men that want me. I can guarantee you that. And I have my own business. So it works.
But not,
are you saying that women who have an education can't raise their kids?
Right.
Why?
Because they're on an ego trip. They try to go to prove that they're like a man.
Who raised?
Well, why get married if you don't love your husband, your children enough to stay home and watch over his children?
I don't even want children, so
you don't want
I'm
children?
Be married with my husband, traveling the world, and living my best life.
So why get married then? Right?
I was raised by a married woman.
But she didn't stay home.
So?
Right? She didn't stay home and raise you.
What's your
I rest my case. You get divorced while you were young?
Yeah.
While you were still living at home?
Correct.
Oh, I thought you said you were raised by both parents.
For a little bit. Then I got
So you
divorced.
weren't raised by both parents. See, I told you, educated women don't make for good wives and good mother. And now you're an adult. If you got married, number one, you're not going to obey your husband. Number two, you don't want to have children. There's no reason to get married.
To you.
Because you can party by yourself like that. You have friends, and you can take your male friends with you and everything.
To you.
Isn't that right? Since she got married, she should obey her husband and stay home and raise his children.
I believe she should do whatever she wants. That's what I believe.
And not what he wants.
Correct.
What do you believe? Do you personally believe that a woman should obey her husband?
I don't like the word obey.
You don't like the word obey, you say?
Yeah, obey sounds, again, I believe women are equal to men, so we're just going to disagree on that.
And so what's wrong with the word obey?
Because obey sounds like an authority.
It is.
And I
A
don't
dictator.
Yeah, and my husband
And being
should not
supposed
be a
to dictate in the home.
Completely disagree.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I grew up Christian.
Well, Christ said that a woman should obey her husband. Was he wrong too?
Sure.
Christ was wrong?
Yeah.
The God you believe in was wrong when he said that.
Sure.
Amazing.
What's the science behind all men thinking the perfect time to romance you is while you're making dinner or doing dishes? Let's look at the comment section. So comment number 1 says, "Fill me with rage." The second one, obviously she wants to beat him up. And the second one, or the third one, says he wants his mommy. She said, "I know we're in a man-hating era right now, but certainly that can't mean that you guys obviously think these insane ideas." When I was looking at the comment section, women are bitter, y'all, and sick in the head. Like, let's keep going. Someone said, "I don't like it. It makes me feel like he's trying to manipulate me." Manipulate you into what? Cooking dinner? Okay. This one says emotional manipulation. The other one says control. Oh my God. So I want to talk about this from both ends. How I see this is I personally understand getting overstimulated. I understand being the type of woman that likes to be in the kitchen by myself. I don't like help. I don't want nobody assisting me. I'm okay. I don't need anything. If I need anything, I'll let you know. 9 times out of 10, I'm very used to cooking on my own where I don't need that. I prefer me to be in the kitchen while a man sits down, watches TV, does whatever. I'm not one of those women who says I don't need something and behind my mind, I really do. No, I wholeheartedly do get overstimulated in the kitchen. I don't want to be groped, held, and all that. But where I'm coming from is, why don't you say that? Instead of, getting upset, instead of feeling some type of way, instead of having all this rage blow up and fester in your head, you can easily tell your partner that I love you, I care about you, I love to be held on other aspects. But when I'm cooking, I just want to be in the kitchen. Everybody knows when you're cooking, it's hot in the kitchen, you get overstimulated, you're thinking about timing, how fast you have to have dinner cooked and all that stuff. And I get it. It's a lot, especially to some women. So explain that to your man so that way he understands you better and knows when not to and when to touch you. I also feel like letting women know that this is manipulation and control is the stupidest thing on earth. Because when a man's paying for your dinner, paying for all the rent, and taking care of you, is that manipulation? Is that control? Why don't you pay for your own rent? Why don't you pay for your own things? The way women go and manipulate everything and make the men feel like they're the bad guys, I don't see what's wrong with that. And here's another theory. I know so many men that love when women cook for them. Just like us, we get so attracted to our man when he's building stuff or when he's doing things in the home or maybe when he's working out and we're watching him. That's an attractive trait. You don't think when a man's watching you like cook, he's like, she looks so beautiful, or man, she could really cook. What if he's never had a woman who could cook? What if he's never had a woman that looked as good as you? Sometimes you look at things in such a negative perception and you'll never know how a man really feels about you. This is why I say be careful taking advice from these bitter gargoyles, because you're going to sit there and go, yep, he's manipulating, he's controlling me. And you're going to get mad instead of just communicating that. Hey, babe, I love you, but this is me time. When I bake and I cook, I don't need help. Unless you guys are having cooking days together, I totally get it. But men, practice active listening skills. If your girl tells you, hey, babe, please leave me me alone. Don't keep bothering her, man, because then when she rages out on you, whose fault is it?
Amend this, didn't amend that. Man. Let's just blame man and take no accountability because it's a man's fault.
But didn't a man make you a single mother? Didn't he leave you with a broken home? Didn't a man leave you high and dry with those babies? No. No, actually, no. Nobody made me anything. See, that is what I find to be so interesting. The idea that anything that has happened to me is automatically a man's fault. Let me explain something to you, because this is something that I used to hear often on that Bird app. And if this channel was, or if this account was to get bigger, I'm going to hear it here too. So let's go ahead and get in front of it now. Nobody made me anything. There is not a single circumstance that I am not currently sitting in and living in that I was not a willing participant in. Every decision, even though I could say in hindsight, I didn't fully understand certain things back then, I was still a willing participant in my life. Right. I still made poor decisions. I still did things I wasn't supposed to do. And now I sit in my circumstances, or I sit in certain consequences, and I sit in where I am in life now, and I look back and I absolutely see where I dropped the ball and where I made mistakes and where I made poor decisions. And I have to take that on the chin and just keep moving through my life, because I am no one's victim.
She was asking me, what is the greatest love story to guys? And women, you won't like this because no guy's getting cheated on or over, but the greatest love story for guys is Rocky. And I'll tell you why. It's a story about a guy that had a dream. He had nothing. He was, he didn't have a lot of money, and he met a girl, Adrian. And the whole time he was training to achieve this dream, Adrian just left him the f*** alone. And at the very end, he fights in the world championship to Apollo. He loses. He's at his lowest point. He's beat up. He didn't achieve his dream, and Adrian is still there for him. She even says, she goes, "I'm right here, Rocky. I'm right here." Oh, it's beautiful, It was written by a guy. Can you imagine if Rocky was written by a woman? Jesus Christ, he'd never be champion, that's for sure. It would just be 2 hours of Adrian just nagging him, why you gotta go to the gym all the time? God, this dog's gross. Can we get a little teacup? Why do you hang out with Mickey so much? Why don't you just Mickey? You like Mickey so much. The ending would be pretty similar, though. Like at the end, again, Rocky would lose. He'd be at his lowest point, and then he'd call out. He'd go, "Adrian," and she'd go, "I'm right here, Rocky. I'm right here." And then he'd look, and then she would be over there with Apollo and go, "Oh, while you were working out, he was my true love, so I had to cheat on you. Sorry." And then all the women would be like, "Yes, queen, live your truth. Yes."
A lot of women, they don't realize that they are the issue. And so we have a problem taking accountability. We have a problem shutting up. We are extremely argumentative. And a lot of times we are the walking red flag.
Can I ask that question if you don't mind?
Sure.
Like, why do black women refuse to shut the f*** up?
Ooh, that's a heavy loaded question.
Why?
Look, they can't shut up the answer.
I want to know why.
I'm going to tell you why.
Shut up the answer.
It just goes back to what she said. A lot of it is lineage. So a lot of women, we saw our mothers and we saw our grandmothers being, wait, let me cook, because it's not all of us. Some of us do know how to be quiet, but.
And the married ones.
But a lot of times we watch our mamas and we watch our grandmothers and great grandmothers not shut up, right? It's a generational curse. I'm gonna be honest with you, because we was raised in households where the women had to handle. Okay, we had to pay the bills. We had to be independent. We had to run households, and we had to raise kids alone. So yeah, a lot of times we're not gonna shut the up because this is my shit, and I've been doing it. However, it's not right. And what I had to learn is learning to be quiet is a skill. Okay, especially when you don't come from that example, you have to learn how to be quiet. You have to learn how to submit, and you have to learn how to not be argumentative. And a lot of women don't take the time to learn that skill.
Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
I will give her that. The lady was talking about you have to learn how to submit. It's a skill, because it is, right? Naturally, you want to do your own thing. And she said, it's a generational curse. A lot of us grew up in a household where, the woman was paying the bills and she had to do everything. I get where you're coming from, but a man, even in the household where he used to pay all the bills and stuff like that, he had to learn to discipline himself. I know the easy route is to say, oh, well, the men back then were beating on their wives. That's the easy thing to do, because you always like to put men in this box to where they're always putting their hands on women, and that's not actually true, right? Some men were, that's not actually true, but men had to be disciplined. They had to be stable. They had to be consistent, right? Even while paying the bills and having a lot of pressure on them. But kudos to you for saying, well, you know, this is the way we grew up, and this is the way we, you know, that's the way we saw it. Even if mama wasn't trying to train us that way, that's what we saw, so that's what we do. And you got to learn. We got to get that up out of us. So, you know, we can try to do better. That's really all you need, right? That's what you need. Because a man is going to have issues that he has to fix. He's going to have some things that he has to solve, and he's going to want you to be patient with him. That's all the man is saying. Well, you know, let's just work together. Let's just commit to getting, and that's not changing your personality. It's changing your behaviors. So he's not trying to change who you are, but I'm just trying to change the way that you act in certain instances.
The good guys watched these videos. The good guys watched your TikTok. The good guy said, oh, really? You think you're going to pull one over on me like that? I don't think so. I'm not spending cash on you on date one anymore. The good guy said, oh, really? You're going to trash? Okay, never mind. Cancel. Right? They don't want it anymore. What's in it for them? What is in it for them? So these are the same women that will complain and cry and moan and all of that stuff that where have all the good guys gone? And they will have no acknowledgement. And I say this all the time. How and when is the mass delete going to happen? Because eventually these 20-somethings are going to be 30-something, and they're going to be wanting to get picked. And they're going to be like, oh my God, how do I delete? Listen, you're not going to be able to delete it all because people like me take it and clip it into the shows.
This is just your daily reminder that every man is a loser until proven otherwise. Have a great Monday.
When you look at these videos and then you see a whole bunch of videos from women saying guys aren't coming up to women anymore. I don't know what's happening. I'm hot and all my friends are hot and guys aren't coming up to us anymore. What is going on? Are you guys just not ballsy enough? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with them? They're seeing video after video after video of you calling them a loser on second one, man-hating, being obnoxious and entitled, being a total nag. Why would they come up to you?
Do women really like bad guys? Man, I think about it sometimes and I'm like, my life would be so much easier if I just liked nice guys, right? If I liked guys who were honest, guys who were kind, generous, thoughtful man who's going to bring me flowers or something. I don't know. You know, I liked guys who just went out of their way and thought about me. The bare minimum. If I just liked guys who gave me the bare minimum, that would be awesome. But I am a little bit more below than that, right? I like liars. I do. I'm going to admit it. I like men who are men who are going to treat me like I do. I like men who are going to go out of their way to make me jealous. And then they come back and I'm like, babe, why'd you do that? I like to feel something because I'm a pretty happy person, pretty peaceful person on my own. So when I have a guy come in and f up my life and make me feel something, I'm like, I love this. I love this. This is so great. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Okay, I didn't ask for this life. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. Okay, I didn't ask my dad to leave. He just did.
Most women will be like, I want guys that don't have girls. I don't want. Liar.
What's the hottest thing a guy can do?
I'm not really into nice guys because I like boys, so I can't really think of anything nice that they can do.
My lucky day. Yeah, I'm just joking. All right, and what's the worst thing a guy can do?
I guess be nice.
Be nice.
Because sometimes if you're too nice, it gives like, it's like the ick.
Really?
You know? Because it's like, why are you so nice?
Do you like when guys like degrade you type shit? Is that what you like?
Not degrade me, but like, you know. Because I feel like if a guy is nice, that means he gets no girls. And that's like a turn off. You know what I mean?
It's not that she doesn't want to be treated well, but she wants to be treated well by a guy who she has respect for. And she doesn't respect you if you don't have options. She doesn't respect you if you don't have your finances in order. She doesn't respect you if you don't have a commanding presence. She doesn't respect you if you don't hold frame. She doesn't respect you if you don't respectfully put her in her place when she's out of line. I'm telling you, don't believe what they say. Watch what they do.
Bravo, absolutely smart, king move. I can go on and on because it's almost as if men can have standards and they can actually have a problem with something that a woman might be doing in her life. And by the way, why did you leave him to figure that out? That should be something that is outwardly given as information, because you should assume that most men would absolutely have a problem with this. Am I right, guys?
I would love to get married again, but now it seems like men don't want to get married anymore.
Your own business. My place. Stop playing the victim. Stop. You stop. You stop.
All right, that's it. I'm calling the cops.
Stop. Hey.
I'm calling the cops.
This is why men don't want to get married anymore.
It's funny. It's funny. I hate you. Bro, you're a weird too. Like, it's not funny.
Why are men so hesitant to commit to marriage these days?
Why aren't men getting married anymore?
What?
Do you know what you did?
Yeah, I got paper plates like you asked me to.
We're not wealthy.
Yeah, that's why we're getting paper plates.
You got Dixie brand.
Okay. They were 3 for $15.
That's
They're on
still,
sale. I thought I did good.
That's $5 for 44 plates. I normally get like 100 pack for like $3.50.
Okay, they didn't have that at the dollar store.
They have
I did the
plates.
math. Yeah. Dude, that's 11 cents a plate. That's good for Dixie.
You're acting like we hit the lottery, Jason.
Oh my gosh.
And Bounty too. You have just gone off the deep end.
The way that when men say they don't want to get married,
Say those things, and I don't do anything to you that threatens your life. Guess what? You're broken up with me now, right? Stop being this fucking dramatic.
They're fucking filming us. Like, stop.
Hey, what the fuck?
When you on your purpose, a message like this just hits different.
You know you're growing as a man when you realize girls don't excite you no more. And not in a way to where it's like you're not attracted to them, but to the point where it's like you're lusting or you're just looking at their body or you're thinking of the next body you're getting. Like, once you are not interested in that anymore, you realize you've grown. Like, I'll hear certain conversation like, hush, fat, or like, I'm trying to get in now, or I'm trying to it's like, nah, bro. It's like, I'm so past that now. And it's crazy because I used to be that person to really be interested in that, to really be like, you know, interested in just cracking all the Jones I can and just filling that void that was never going to get filled. And now I'm just at a point where it's like, I don't really care. If it's not something I'm actually building, like, what are we talking about? Like, I could be making money right now. I could be having ideas. I could be working right now. Like, that's where my brain is currently. I'm trying to build an empire. Like, certain things just don't
Big facts.
get me going anymore. And that's just one of them.
Yo, this is big facts. Like, as someone that's on his purpose, on his journey, I'm trying to build that empire, and I'm literally working like 10-hour days, 7 days straight. And this is just me personally, but when it comes to women, especially the state of dating and all that, you don't even think about like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the chance of you finding someone that's dope, they're out there, but it's just not worth your time. You're better off just building what you got to build and getting yourself right, getting your family right, doing what you got to do. Once your empire is built, we already know how this thing go. You know what I'm saying? Most shorties wait at the finish line. So for you, once your empire is built and you're established and where you want to be, you have your pick of the litter as a man. You get to pick who you want. All the options will be up to you. And then you can run game because you can provide a lifestyle that a lot of people can't provide once you got your empire. Exactly like he said too, it doesn't even excite me no more, like, or anything. Like, when you're on your purpose, you're not excited by the chase. There's no chase. There was always pursuit, but nowadays dating is at its worst and it's not worth it. It's all about, if I'm not getting money or if it's not helping me build or doing what I gotta do, yo, I don't even want it. You know, same could be said about your circle that maybe you had of friends that just are doing that you don't want to do no more. Like, if it ain't making me bread or serving me the right way, that gotta go.
As a man with a lot of girlfriends, the two most common complaints I hear from my single friends is, one, that apps have ruined dating because guys never go up to girls anymore to ask them out, which they think is cool if guys have the confidence to go up to them. And the number two thing that they complain about is that it's creepy when guys go up to them because they're just trying to have a fun night with their girlfriends out at the bar. So do with that information what you will, and good luck in the dating world.
A lot of the reason why men are now saying, I'm not going to open your car door, and I'm not going to pay your bill, and I'm not going to do, is because you spent, ladies, years now Thanks to feminism, thanks to the indoctrination, thanks to I don't need a man, all this crap that you swallowed and then regurgitated like a dumb parrot. You spent years basically training these guys out of what was their natural instinct and saying, I don't need you to do these things for me. I don't need you to open the door for me. I can do it myself. I don't need you to pay the bill. I have my own money. I'm an independent woman. I don't need you to do any of this stuff. I don't need a man. Right. And now that you said all that to the guys and they internalized it and they said, oh, really? Okay, well, I'm tired of hearing this. So, you know what? Pay your own bill or split the bill or whatever, or I'm not going to be opening your door or whatever. Now you're like, where's all the gentlemen? Do you want to be a woman? Are you trying to be in the woman's role?
You know, one thing that modern women are able to do, and they're able to do it well, is embarrass a man. But even that, after a while, embarrassment, you know, the embarrassment kind of wears off. But the disrespect is what keeps on going. You can tell a joke and somebody be kind of embarrassed by it. It's like, oh, okay, you know, she trying to, you know, kind of pick at me a little bit. So there's different situations where you can kind of embarrass your man, but then there's also situations to where, you know, you act a fool with your man, and now you're starting to all out disrespect him. Now you're intentionally trying to bring him down. Now you're intentionally trying to one up him and tell him how superior you are. It might be directly to his face, but that's only, a lot of times, that's only when y'all get a man, another man. Oh, you know, you wasn't never this and you wasn't never that, and I'm leaving. Y'all wait to say that nonsense when you're about to leave. A lot of times y'all do it subtly. Oh, well, this, yada, yada, yada. And you say things kind of like underneath your breath or to your friends and stuff like that. And when I get around your friends and family gatherings, then all of a sudden people looking at me sideways and I'm not sure why. And you're not telling me why either. That's what y'all do. And then after all that happens, a man is like, okay, I'm just done with it. And that's why you see a lot of men checking out. That's why you see a lot of men leaving. Just don't come around me. Don't bother me. Leave me alone. I'm tired of you doing this stupid stuff and then turning around and acting like I'm the problem.